The recent halt of liquor supplies by Heineken-owned United Breweries to Telangana has exposed critical financial disputes between the state government and alcohol suppliers. Telangana, a major revenue generator from liquor sales, faces potential market disruptions and consumer shortages due to delayed payments and unresolved price adjustments. This crisis underscores broader challenges in India's alcohol industry, such as regulatory hurdles and financial instability. To talk more on this, I have Mr. Giriprakash with me. Thank you for joining, sir. So, my first question is, how does the current stalemate in Telangana reflect broader challenges in India's alcohol industry, such as regulatory complexities and financial bottlenecks?
Yeah, let's now talk about Telangana first. It's the as far as alcohol consumption is concerned, the per capita alcohol consumption is concerned, it is the leading state in the country. So what it means is that a major part of alcohol production actually gets sold in Telangana. So therefore, most of the revenues, a large part of the revenue for uh, alcohol companies come from Telangana. So obviously, if the funds, if the money is locked up there, it impacts their overall business because they need to invest that money to either to expand or to flow back that kind of money uh, for production purposes. So therefore, it does have a big effect on the overall alcohol sales of all the liquor companies. It's not just Heineken. There are other beer companies as well which have got impacted because the government of Telangana is not releasing the dues to these multinationals in multinational liquor companies.
Sir, what do you think are the immediate and long-term implications of Telangana's 4,000 crore rupees dues on both global alcohol giants and smaller players in the market?
Yeah, you see, it has some kind of a it does have a big effect because as I said earlier that the dues owned by the Telangana are estimated to be around 4,000 crores or around $466 million has actually hit alcohol giants like say Diageo, Panorica, and Carlsberg. And we must also realize that United Breweries has a 70% market share in Telangana. And imagine if those dues are not released, what will happen to United Breweries? So therefore, they realize that it is better to stop, the beer sales in Telangana because they can't keep sustaining losses over a period of time. And at the same time, the smaller beer manufacturers, I'm not sure of the numbers here, but I do know that even their payments have not been given to them, and therefore, or rather held back. So overall, it's not a very good scenario as far as Telangana is concerned, and it is going to impact a whole lot of beer manufacturing companies across the country.
With United Breweries halting supplies and potential price hikes on the horizon, how do you foresee this situation impacting consumers and their choices?
So you see, this is a very relevant question because what happens here is that if there's a major beer supplier, let's say a beer manufacturer, and they stop supplying to a particular state, what happens is then obviously the consumers are going to look elsewhere, right? And they could actually end up consuming cheap liquor whose quality is not good. There's always this possibility that it could be laced with some toxic substance or the other, and so therefore there could be health issues. One thing could lead to another, and this is not a good thing at all for the people of the state. The bigger issue is that if Telangana doesn't release these dues, then there's always a possibility that there are other states which might think that, okay, let us delay it further. Why am I saying all this? Is because after the corporate tax, the highest tax that gets collected is from the liquor sector, and liquor is a state subject. It does not come under the GST, and therefore it goes directly to the state government. All of it goes to the state government, and the center doesn't have any say in that, nor does it take part of that the taxes. So it's a huge amount of money that the state governments have, which helps them to roll out welfare measures, pay salaries to their employees, for road construction and all these things. So it's not a very fair thing to actually hold back dues to the liquor companies.
Do you think the Telangana government's framing of the supply suspension of a corporate tactic might erode trust between private players and the state?
Obviously, it's yeah, it's quite obvious actually. It's something that they'll be very tentative, even if these dues are released. They will be very tentative from next time onwards. They might actually start looking elsewhere. They might start developing, or might look for other states where they can actually roll out better products and increase supplies elsewhere. So who's going to get shortchanged? It's the state government, right? Because of the fact that they collect so much of taxes from liquor sales, and then eventually lesser revenue means lesser money for a whole lot of policy programs rolled out by the state. So therefore, private players will eventually move away from Telangana.
What reforms or measures do you believe are necessary to stabilize the alcohol industry in Telangana and prevent such crisis in the future?
Yeah, before I take up that question, I want to tell you that if 60 to 70% sales for United Breweries comes from one single state, and if they cut off supplies there, then there's a huge inventory pileup, which also means that there's a huge revenue loss for United Breweries. It also means the shareholders of the company will get impacted because less dividends. The company for the next quarter might go into red. So all these implications are there as far as United Breweries is concerned. Now, what are the kind of reforms that they can do? Is the first thing they can do is to go and release the payment due and see to it that there are no further delays in future, you know, and they should also reduce advance collection of excise duties, and also create a more predictable regulatory environment, and this could actually stabilize the industry as a whole and give a lot of confidence to the liquor manufacturers. And this is really important because the amount of tax that you collect from liquor sales is huge. So they better do these kind of reforms.